Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Tarot Talk. I'm Tommy, and I'll be hosting your weekly reading today. And we're going to dive right in with a super quick overview, but please do stick around for the in depth reading after that. All right, Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords, Justice. Wow, Gemini. Okay, what a start. So, back here, it looks like recently with the Knight of Cups, you've been either waiting for a romantic partner to come in, or you've been romanticizing the idea of something. Um, as you can see here, there's this knight on this horse that's kind of just trotting along here, not really speeding forward, but also not standing still. Um, I look at this horse as kind of, I would say, strutting, right? Just taking these like casual, like he knows he looks good, and so there's really a very romantic aspect to this. Now again, romantic could be relationships, or it could just be romanticizing an idea or a thought of something, but that's an interesting start. So then you've got the Ace of Swords, and this looks like a little bit more recent energy here. There's almost been a spark of inspiration or the start of something new here. You've got this hand coming out of the clouds. Typically, there's like a glow around this hand, or a halo, if you will, signifying like a new thought or something that just kind of came out of nowhere, a new beginning, some type of inspiration is what's coming to mind there. And then you've got Justice here. Now, Justice, they're holding this sword upright here, and then they've got the scales of equality balanced over here. Further signifying balance are these two pillars that they sit in between, and there's this purple veil behind them that signifies there's something hidden that will soon be revealed. That's going to make this something fair and balanced. Now, justice could be a legal matter, but it can also just mean getting what's rightfully yours. Uh, I'm interested to see where that energy is going. That's kind of a little bit of an interesting start, we'll say, Gemini. All right, so we're going to do a Celtic cross spread here as we dive deeper, but first I want to know how you're showing up. All right, you're taking a nap, Gemini. All right, you've got the Four of Swords here. This card is typically representing rest, relaxation, taking a bit of a mental break. So that's interesting to see how it's kind of like you've been either waiting or hoping for this this new romantic thing to come in. There was a spark of inspiration, and it's like you had an aha moment with that Ace of Swords, and now you're just resting while justice is served. It's kind of what I'm getting. Wow, very interesting. Okay, I'm going to get your cards all dealt out here, Gemini. We're going to, again, Celtic cross spread to see past, present, and future. If this is resonating with you, please do hit the like button for me real quick. If it's not, feel free to leave it behind, but do feel free to share this message also with somebody who may need to hear it. I would also encourage and invite you to stick around for the rest of the meeting, because something may come out later in the reading that is meant for you. And if you are going to stick around with us, please hit that subscribe button, completely free to do, and it really helps support the channel, helps me to keep growing so I can keep bringing these readings to you. Okay, let's take a look at what obstacle you're having right now. You are challenged with the Knight of Pentacles. So this is almost like you're wanting something to move forward, but there's just no forward progress. You're just almost sitting stagnant here, of like this desire of completion, or the desire to the end of a process here. I think you're really, again, you almost know, I think, that justice will be served because of maybe this hidden knowledge behind this veil, or this some epiphany, some spark of inspiration you had here. But you're sitting on the sidelines going, okay, I presented, I did everything I needed to do. When is justice going to be served? When is it actually going to show up here? That's a really interesting approach, or an interesting take on the situation. Let's take a look at your subconscious. All right, in the subconscious, it's like you have two paths, you feel like. So, and you feel almost blind as to which path to take. Um, each of the two swords here would typically signify that there's like a fork in the road here, but it's almost like you're being trapped by your own unwillingness to look around. And that's not to put you down, that's to give you guidance that there may not just be two paths forward, right? Whatever the outcome is that you're looking for may not be option A or B. It may be option C or D. Why do I say that? Well, she's thinking she only has two paths, but she's not opening her eyes to look around. If she would simply remove her blindfold, which there's nothing stopping her from doing that, then she would see that there's all kinds of options around here. There's an ocean she could sail away on. There's these islands back here that she could go. She doesn't have to just go forward. She could even turn back to draw wisdom and guidance from there. Now, one thing that's resonating with me, and we'll have to explore this further as we go or see if this means anything later on, is, I see justice and then I see blind here, and I think justice is blind, and that's jumping out at me, but too soon to tell why. Let's go look at the recent past. What brought you here, Gemini? Ace of Swords. Okay, so we've got two Ace of Swords here, both of them showing up very recently. So again, being a little bit challenged or wondering, waiting, wanting to take a rest, kind of maybe almost throw your hands up in the air is where I'm starting to shift to with this. The energy's moving here. So I'm thinking this isn't so much taking a rest right now as it is you're just like throwing your hands up. Again, you had this recent aha moment, this spark of knowledge or something in whatever this is that you're looking for an outcome on. And maybe that's the idea that you were romanticizing, thinking, okay, with this new piece of information, this new evidence, right? If we're talking about a court of law here, this new evidence that I have presented to the court or presented in my case here, that's going to be it. That's going to seal the deal. But yet that hasn't happened. And so you're like throwing your hands up going, okay, well, I've done all I can do. Now all I can do is sit here and wait. And subconsciously, you're just wondering, which way is this going to go? Are the scales going to tip in my favor or the favor of the other person? This is a really interesting energy you're in, Gemini. I'm really interested to know where this is going. All right, let's see what you are aware of in the conscious mind. All right, 7 of Swords here. Okay, so maybe this is a literal legal matter that you're having here, or at least contemplating. So with the 7 of Swords, you've got this figure and he's scooped up 5 of these 7 swords, and you can tell by his foot pattern here that he's like tiptoeing but rushed, almost like he's trying to hurry or scurry out of there. This card is not always, but oftentimes the card of deception. All right, so it seems that you have been deceived, or you at least feel that you have. You feel that you've been swindled. Maybe that you're not getting a fair shake here, or maybe that something was literally stolen from you, and that could have been this evidence that you presented. I'm getting kind of almost like camera footage or something, like a Ring door camera, and somebody stole from you and you're like, here's my proof, but yet the court systems aren't moving, or something. Now, that doesn't have to literally be the case, but that's the energy I'm getting from this. Like you feel that you have some kind of sufficient proof to say this was the wrongdoing. And again, you romanticize the idea that this is going to help you win that case, if we can call it that, but it's just not happening yet. And you're wanting to know why. Really interesting. Let's see what's going to happen in the near future. All right, so you've got the Empress here. The near future is signified by this card, showing that you're going to be in this world of abundance here. The Empress is the card of fertility, the card of growth. She's in this kind of beautiful garden out in nature here. And so it looks like something is coming for you. Something that is coming for you in the near future is this abundance. There's also this, the stars on her crown here, which is indicating divine intervention or at least divine guidance in this scenario. So, if what you have presented so far in this is not working for you and you are on the side of right, then this would tell me that you that divine intervention may happen here. Sorry, I was getting some messages as I was saying that. That there is some type of divine intervention that's going to happen as long as your argument is on the side of right. Now, I will throw out there that this card can sometimes mean literal fertility, literal birth. So, take that for how that resonates with you, especially since it's showing up in the near future. It could mean that you're just birthing a new idea, or birthing something new in your life, but it could also mean literal pregnancy. So just keep that in mind there. I'm not giving health advice here, but just keep that in mind. All right, let's see how you see yourself. You see yourself with the Eight of Cups energy right now. Okay, so you're going to be walking away from something, or you feel the need to walk away. The figure is got his back turned towards us, walking away here. He's leaving these 8 cups behind. So it's kind of like that energy, those emotions are no longer serving me. I'm out of here type energy. So, based on if you were deceived here on something, I think that's excellent. Leave that person, that whatever behind. Um, leave always leave behind what no longer serves you. All right, let's take a look at our external influences here. Now here you've got the Four of Wands. This is signifying some type of celebration coming up. The wands here are holding up this canopy. There's kind of like this bright golden glow in the background. These two people are celebrating. There's a whole community back here, this big castle, solid foundations, an arched bridge, another solid foundation. So what I'm getting from that is there's some type of victory here. I think you're going to be victorious, and maybe even again, I'm just going to keep calling it evidence here. The evidence that you've presented, or whatever this aha you had about this matter, is going to prove to be instrumental. It just may take a little bit more time than you thought it was going to, but it looks like you are going to be victorious in this. With these wands here, I'm almost seeing a solid foundation like a court system. Again, there's a lot about this that is telling me that this is a literal legal matter you're having, or definitely trying to prove that you are right and the other person was wrong, if not a legal battle. Really interesting read. Okay, hopes and fears. The hopes and fears here is signified by the Six of Pentacles. So you see this figure being generous, handing out these pentacles, and also holding the scales of equality, and they're very balanced. So we have scales in both of these signifying balance. You're hoping for a balanced outcome, and I'm thinking one that is a monetary reward here. I'm thinking that because you have this King of Pentacles here in your challenge, but with him holding the pentacle, it's almost like you're really hopeful that this outcome obviously is in your favor. Typically, this card, the Six of Pentacles, is about the balance of give and take, but I'm not getting that interpretation on this one for you. I'm getting that it's almost as cut and dry as you are hopeful that justice will prevail for you, and you're fearful that it won't, that this other person is going to get away with their deception. You're almost like pleading. I think you are this person pleading to the court or pleading to whoever this is or these people are that are kind of overseeing this situation. You're hoping and pleading for the most positive outcome that's balanced in a balanced approach here, and that's fair and equal. Let's take a look at your outcome. Outcome is the Queen of Swords. This is a great outcome in a situation like this. It's really signifying that you have weathered this storm behind you, and you did come out the leader. You came out ahead. You're almost in an all-knowing type sense here. And with her holding this sword, I feel like in this reading, that's tying it back to the very beginning. It's almost like you're holding this um, this aha that kind of came out of nowhere with the Ace of Swords, this sudden, unexpected, maybe, again, evidence that you had. But in this one, the Queen is holding it almost like that's her trophy. Like you were triumphant in this outcome, and you're almost displaying the reason why. Like, here's why it was decided in my favor. It was because of this spark that I had back here. So that's a great outcome to have. Just know it may take just a little bit longer than you had originally thought, or certainly than what you'd hoped for. I know it's not moving as fast as you wanted, but it looks like the wheels of justice here, or the scales of justice, are on your side. All right, let's look at your shadow card here. Shadow card is the Hanged Man. All right, not a bad card to have in this situation. Again, it's just further signifying that you're just kind of hanging out. You see this figure is hanging upside down from this tree here, but if you kind of zero in, if you can see the detail on his face, he's not particularly concerned. So it's not like he's trapped in this upside down position. He's got this kind of radiating, glowing halo around his head here. It's all signifying inner wisdom, drawing from inner strength, drawing from some past successes perhaps here. So it is very much about just kind of going within right now, being in tune with yourself and staying in this calm, steady approach here. So yeah, it's kind of, it is giving that you've done all that you can do in this situation. Well, I guess you're getting two oracle cards today, Gemini. Two Cosmic Wisdom oracle cards, because these both jumped out as I was shuffling. So the first one here is you've got Virgo energy right now. Your pursuit of excellence is admirable, but let self-compassion guide you. Perfection lies not in lawlessness, but in the authenticity of the heart and soul. So as I was shuffling, I was a little bit interrupted by that card flying out of there, but that's where I was going with that, with the Hanged Man. So perfection lies not in lawlessness, but in the authenticity of the heart and soul. So as you're reflecting here, as you're resting, go within, draw from this kind of inner abundance, this inner wisdom that you have, and just be at peace. Don't want the process to be too hasty here. All right, and the second oracle, Cosmic Wisdom oracle card that fell out was Jupiter. So Jupiter energy, you are the seeker, the sage, and the embodiment of limitless growth. Through your journey, you inspire others to reach for the stars within themselves. So it seems that this matter that you're going through, whether or not you're aware yet, is actually inspiring others. There is limitless growth here. So again, this is going to be a very abundant outcome for you. This kind of goes back to that Queen of Swords energy here, where, you know, a queen is kind of governing over the masses, right? People always look up to the queen. And so with this Jupiter card here, it's again telling me with those two that you are inspiring others on this journey. All right, let's not forget about your Akashic Records oracle card. Speak your truth. You've stayed silent long enough. Speak up, stand your ground, and state your perspectives. You will rise to a higher vibration when you let your voice be heard. Interesting, especially in this matter here. So speak your truth. Maybe that's why I kept feeling to say earlier in the reading, feeling compelled to say, as long as you're on the side of right. So don't be tempted to speak untruths to try to win this battle here. Stay true to yourself and speak your truth. Um, don't be influenced by anything else. Just stick true. Stick to your truth. Okay, Gemini? All right. Well, this is something that I'm very interested in. I've got to think of what Geminis I know so I can ask them what they're going through. Please feel free to drop something in the comments about what's going on if you can. I'd love to see how this resonated with you. Thank you, Gemini. Good luck in your endeavor this week. Stay patient, tune into yourself, and I'll see you next week.